when it starts to rain. That mean my database is getting more information from outer space.
Alright, last take one. Hey, what's up? I said take one. Fucking guard dog. Hey, what's up? This is Marlawn, aka Sherlock Homie. This channel, these videos are for one group of people. The Sherlock Homies. If you don't have this book, this channel is not for you. This video is not for you. Lifetime membership, Sherlock Homie. You need my book. The Edict of Marlawn. It's a journal about my thoughts and rituals every day of the year, 2 pages per day. Oh, you can stay if you're affiliate too. If you're affiliate, just send me a letter, send me a text, send me an email. Donate $1 in the last 30 days. You're a Sherlock affiliate. So if you're not a Sherlock Homie, you're not a Sherlock affiliate, you got a bounce, partner. We don't care about views. We don't care about subscribers. We don't care about likes. We care about Sherlock Homies. Until next time, people. Oh, back to this dumbass video.
That again, oh, baby. That again, oh. What up, people? This is Sherlock. This is Marlawn, a.k.a. Sherlock Homeboy. I'm black. I'm back. I'm doing nothing but being nosy, minding my business. So I wasn't doing nothing, man. You know what? I'm gonna lay down, man. Sober soldier. Still not drinking. I just had like a half a joint when I was making them other videos earlier in the morning. So that's it. Well, I was like, hey, man, so you don't got nothing to do? Well, you got shit to do since you're not about to do nothing. You're not that tired, are you? I tell you what. I'll buy you a joint if you just make some videos so we get them out the way so we can focus on what you gotta do. So you know what, man? I just want to be a lame. I don't really want a joint. I don't think I want a joint. I'll get back to you, Marlawn. I tell you what, I just make a video. I just do another video and go sleep. I don't need the joint, homie. It's cool, man. I'll catch you on the back end. So here we go. I love question marks. I hunt down question marks. How you say her name? Where is Cieha Taylor? So we had time to squeeze another one in. See, could we see something? Put a fresh set of eyes on it. So let's see what's going on. How y'all doing, man? I'm just doing me, having fun. Like as I use this time. This is my hobby. This is what I do. I do this for fun, man. I do this for fun. If you want to know how lame my life is actually, this is my video game. This is my fun. This is my excitement. I don't do bars. I don't do clubs. I don't do people. I don't do cities. I don't do that shit. I don't do strip clubs. I don't do none of that shit. I just now start watching TV again. Without further ado, let's see, can we see something in this case.
Cieha Taylor had just left her boyfriend's house nearly a mile away. Plant City police found her car left running on the railroad tracks. Her belongings inside.
Every day is different. Some days I'm just broken, hurt. Some days I'm angry.
But one feeling that remains constant. Cañon Taylor's hopes that she'll one day see her daughter again.
She used to do something that would irritate me sometimes, that would hold my hand all the time, even as I was
off top, car being on the tracks already scream out somebody she knows. That's like an extra step. That's an extra step. That seems cruel, and that's an extra step, and that seems staged almost. Hopefully the trainer hit it or whatever did. It just seemed like an extra step.
She would want to hold my hand when we were in the store, and I thought about it the other day. I thought, I missed that.
It's a situation that just doesn't add up for Cañon.
As soon as I realized the conditions of the car, I knew immediately something's wrong. She wouldn't just walk away from her life.
And just weeks after police found Kaya's car, her mother says her shoes were found just up the road.
I felt that they were placed there, and it was somebody maybe with remorse.
By now, Cañon Taylor was hoping for more answers.
There's no trace, there's no evidence, there's nothing. So it's like we're sitting from the very day that we found her car until now. There's no...
Already, just mixed where the car at, and where she said the stage with the shoes is already a person like doing a little too much. Doing a little too much for it to be a stranger almost. Like when you start doing the creative steps and start trying to make point people in a certain direction, that's signs of you're connected in some type of way.
Nothing.
Instead, time has seemingly stood still.
It's kind of like
I give you an example.
While the
Say a stranger killed her, right? It's such a disassociation where it's not her shoes. But if you kill your homegirl Brenda, them are Brenda's shoes. That's Brenda's car. So it takes the brain start thinking different, even how to get away different. A stranger pretty much went stage to shoes.
to follow leads, they're hoping their new cold case podcast called Unfinished Business helps bring answers for families like the Taylors.
These cases are extremely heartbreaking, even devastating to the families of these victims. We're hoping that this will generate new leads.
Somewhere, someone knows something. So maybe if they're seeing that the family is just not going away quietly in the night, we really are going to continue to look for it until we find closure.
Anyone with information on this case was asked to call the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office.
Oh, we need more information.
All right, folks, there's the phone number to the Sheriff's Office. 813
We need more information.
8200. 813-247-8200. We'll keep that number up. Don't worry, it's not going away. We'll keep it up through the
Yeah,
segment
better
to
give us
see.
more information than that.
But if you have information, please reach out. Do the right thing, because as her mom said in the piece, I know someone out there knows something. Let's bring in our guest joining us tonight from Salt Lake City, Utah, the host of the Profiling Evil podcast. He's also retired police commander Mike King is with us. Mike has a new book available called Deceived, an investigation memoir of the Zion Society cult. Also joining us from Florida, the mother of Cieha Taylor, Kenitha Taylor, joining us by phone. Welcome to you.
Wait, so let me run that title back. That sounds kind of controversial. Let me hear that.
From Salt Lake City, Utah, the host of the Profiling Evil podcast. He's also retired police commander Mike King is with us. Mike has a new book available called Deceived, an investigation memoir of the Zion Society cult. Also joining us from Florida, the mother of Cieha Taylor, Kenitha Taylor, joining us by phone. Welcome to you both. Kenitha, I want to begin with you. First of all, our thoughts are with your family tonight, and that's part of the reason that we do what we're doing at this time of the program every night. But tell us about Cieha. I don't know her. The folks at home don't know her. We've seen some pictures, and she looks like quite a character. She looks like someone who really knew how to have fun. Tell us a little bit about Cieha.
Yes. Thank you for having me. Cieha, ever since she was born, she's just been this bubbly, and I had said it when loud, and loved life. She loved nature, animals, and yes, she loved to have fun no matter what it was, and she was spontaneous. She wasn't one of those that wanted to plan for anything, so it's like, get up, let's go to the beach today. But she had just this wonderful outlook on life and positive, like one of her quotes were, an attitude of gratitude can and will change the world. And she said it often.
So last year, what was going on in her life right around the time that she disappeared? Who was she spending time with? What was she involved with? What was she working? Was she going to school? What was she doing?
She had a job, but unfortunately she was making some really bad choices that I wasn't agreeing with. So what we call the boyfriend, which I never approved of that relationship because I didn't see it as a real relationship. And so me and her, it was putting a strain on our relationship. So then, like 3 weeks prior to her disappearance, she was basically living out of her car, a friend that lives in Lakeland, and then between the boyfriend's house. So, and I could see it spiraling out of control, the choices that she was making and hanging out with this group of people.
So,
Hey, I rarely see a girl living out her car if drugs is not an issue. Especially when it sound like she come from a okay home.
A couple of things that you mentioned in the piece that we heard you say. You talked about the conditions of the car. What can you tell us about the condition of her car, and what did it tell you?
Well, because we found it 3 days later on the side of the road with the keys and the phone, all of her personal belongings locked in it. Once the sheriff's department explained to me how they found it running and her phone on the ground, I knew immediately something was wrong because she would never do that. I just got her the car November for her birthday.
And let me bring in Mike King. Mike, I want to start with the car and what Cañita just described to us. What do you see significant about that, and what are some of the things that it tells you, Mike?
Yeah, I think a couple of things that troubled me right off the bat was that the sheriff's office didn't take that vehicle into safekeeping, just impound it for safekeeping because of the situation, her personal belongings there. The vehicle was pulled over the railroad tracks with the back tires still on the tracks. Now, Vinny, my understanding is that rail line hasn't been used for some time, so I don't know that there's risk of that car being hit, but we don't know that she knew that, if she purposely did that. And so that becomes a question of what was the purpose of it being there, or if she even placed it there, or if somebody else staged it and dropped the car there to create this image.
And Mike, I know you've provided us with some maps. I want to take a look at the first one, which is the vehicle location that you put together for us. What do you see as significant in this?
So I think it's interesting. We can see what law enforcement did. If we look at the far right side of the image that everyone's looking at, vehicle discovered. This was about the center point of where the vehicle was sitting. It was pushed off to where you see the point that says vehicle moved. So they just barely get it off the road. And again, locking it up rather than taking it into safekeeping is kind of an interesting question. But then as we talked more with Cañita and heard about the searches that they've done, we see that the missing posters get put clear to the left side of that image, which is facing west if we were looking at this with a compass. And after about 10 days of searching, that poster had been up. Then all of a sudden the shoes show up in this really prominent position where vehicles driving by, family looking, show up. And so again, it's like those are staged and dropped off, and that becomes really intriguing. And I know Cañita has talked about whether it might be a show of regret or remorse on the offender's part, or the people that might know something, or frankly, it may be just something more sadistic and people just being mean.
Yeah. Cañita, what can you tell us about where the shoes were found, under what circumstances, and at what point?
Well, it was the manager, like the office manager that works at the Foxy Farms, that strawberry distribution. She was coming in, I think, from lunch, and because we'd exchanged numbers, she notified one of us that, hey, is this Cieha's shoes? And immediately when I saw the pictures, I said, oh yeah, those are her shoes, because I gave them to her. So I called the detective. Immediately he went out there and took them in as evidence. But we knew they weren't there because, like she was saying, we put a flyer out, missing person flyer, on one of our searches on the February 14th, and we went to every mailbox in that area because you can't put it in, but we could tape it to the mailboxes. So we knew the shoes weren't there. Also, I walked my dog over in that area just to get away from the group of people for a minute to catch, some air. And I knew for a fact those shoes were there. And then shortly after that, I'm not sure on the date, but the sheriff's department came back out with a team of people where they do that, walk so many feet apart from each other in the area. So when me and the detective talked, I was like, those shoes weren't there. They had to be traced there.
That seems like such a significant piece of this mystery.
Yes.
We posted this on social media. We're asking people to share it because that's they watched the show tonight. We've got the phone number down there. If someone's watching, if someone comes across it, we ask you to share it as well. But people have been posting some comments as well. Francesca tonight says the boyfriend is the last one who's seen her. Very suspicious. So I know there are no suspects at this point. But Cañita, you mentioned that you didn't approve. When she went missing, has the boyfriend taken part in any searches? Has he kept in contact with the family? What has been his role since your daughter disappeared?
Okay, as far as I know, through the detective, he's been cooperative each time the detective has questioned him and his friends. On our first search, which was February the 14th, he shows up, but because emotions were running really high, my son had even come back from Iowa, flew down to help us with the search. We're all emotional, and we just said it's the best interest not to stay. Appreciate it, but no, because people were so angry at this point. He was the last person we know of that she was going to be with. And we knew the relationship and types and what went on. So it's almost like a given that the family would be mad at him.
Mike, I wanted to put another one of the maps up that you provided us. This shows the distance from the boyfriend's house. How significant is where she is and how far away, and how big of a part of the investigation is all of that?
Yeah, I think geography plays a huge part in a lot of these investigations, and the fact that this is like 3/4 of a mile by way of a bird flying. But the thing that's more important to me is if we look at the point at the bottom of the map, last seen, and the point at the top, which is where the vehicle's recovered, that little curved road is actually the railroad grade. And so it would be really easy for someone just to drop a car and walk down the railroad grade in the dark and be completely unobserved by anyone. That troubles me a little bit. But on the flip side, I have to say everything I've read publicly is that the boyfriend has been cooperative, that a member of his buddy.
Okay. Let me let them finish. We get out of here.
And his buddy's father, who live at the home where this is located, both say they saw Cieha drop him off at the house. So there's some inconsistencies there, but I think it really is going to boil down to what the testimony has been by boyfriend, and to see if there's inconsistencies in what he's saying.
Cañita, before we go tonight, I wanted to give you an opportunity to just speak out and to whoever is listening tonight, to let them understand how important this is, and if someone out there is listening who knows something, needs to have the courage to come forward.
Okay. I encourage and beg from the bottom of my heart for someone who does know something to come forward, and people don't just vanish. I knew my girl, and we spoke often, sometimes several times a day, so if you know something, just call it in. You can call it in anonymously. We do have a reward, but again, the reward is given if she is located, whatever the circumstances are. But I just beg the public to, if whatever little, even the smallest information you have, it could help us, lead us into another clue or another tip to help us. So that's the biggest thing I can ask. This has been a really nightmare for me and my family.
I can't imagine what you're going through, Cañita, but let's hope that someone does come forward and help and give you the information, and we figure out exactly where your daughter is. Cañita Taylor, thank you so much. It's not a one and done. We will stay on the story. Mike King, always great to have you on the program.
Mike King, you didn't do nothing, baby. You didn't say nothing, baby. Let's wrap this up. Here's what I'm thinking a little bit. Here's what I'm thinking. They didn't really try to look for this girl. I think this girl, I think this girl is within 5 miles of her car. This seemed like a small area game they're playing. When I say small area game they playing, basically putting the car there and the shoes there. This is a tight area game. If that so I'm saying this, how can I say this? This is what they need to do. They need to really search within 5 miles of that place. They need to really search. Unless they went back, this girl should have been easy to find. That sounds bad, but she should have, because it seems like a little small game they're playing. Meaning, how well did they search that area? And being how it's like, even you can still see where the guy lives, this and that. I'm saying this. They need to go back to when them shoes was found, and find out where were they searching right before them shoes was found. Because I think the car parked that way, and the shoes going that way. I say turn around and go the opposite direction. Turn around and go the opposite direction. Because to go back and put them shoes there, it's almost same way the car was pointing. It almost, somebody probably was close to finding that. They probably wouldn't have moved it already. But it seems like somebody was close to finding that body the other way. And them shoes kind of tilted the investigation a little bit. I think them shoes came from somebody paying attention to the investigation. And I think just like that car is to throw them off. If the car pointing left, y'all need to go right. And not even that far. But they had time to go back and clear up their mistakes. And after a year passed, don't just talk to, like for instance, it seemed like it was a couple people at the house of the boyfriend. Here's the biggest mistake of cops. You gotta go talk to everybody after 6 months. People break up, people fall out every 6 months. You don't know if the dad now don't like the son's best friend don't get along, boyfriends break up, girlfriends break up. Crossing people off your list because of their story, associated story. You have to go back and check, is it still all good? Are you still protecting them? Or did you tell me more? So I think that girl was close. It's been a year. They had time to go back. But I think them shoes they was close. And so all that should have been a distraction. Damn, sleeping in the car? Damn. One more thing before I get out of here. You might want to, that car might have been involved in a robbery. Something might be connected to that car too, but I doubt it. The car screams trying to get away from a house. I think something happened at a house, and being that how the car was put there, I think that was get that car away from the house. So I ain't saying it's the boyfriend's house. How that car was put and the shoes put out there, she definitely didn't die in that car, I don't believe, and she definitely wasn't walking down that street. That's a plan to get away from an establishment as a house. Alright people, information below. I'm out. What's up people, another dumb video in the book. That stupid shit, this is supposed to be my commercial. Check out my book, The Edict of Marlawn, available everywhere you buy books. If you get my book from me, The Edict of Marlawn, from the merch store, it's 25% cheaper and it's always signed. Thanks for your support, and this channel sucks ass.
Zoe didn't address it.